What's going on, guys? This is Vince with vshred.com, and today I'm going to be talking about 3 of the biggest training mistakes that I personally made when I first started working out. And these are also 3 of the most common mistakes that I hear about and see with guys who are either first getting into lifting and trying to put on some muscle or whatever, or just have been in it for a while and just still simply haven't gotten educated on a couple of mistakes, I guess you could say. So I want to get into these. First and foremost, when I was getting into fitness and I was starting to work out when I was 16 years old, and I was a little scrawny fucker and had no muscle on me, and I just wanted to get as big as possible. What did I do? I went to the internet and I followed these workout plans that these big bodybuilders were following, and I thought that because they were following it, obviously it worked. And because there's 30, 40 sets per muscle group, I'm going to the gym and I'm hitting 30, 50 sets on chest, obviously my chest is gonna get bigger, and that's the best thing I can possibly be doing, right? Wrong. Guys, one of the things that you have to keep in mind when you are going to follow a gym routine or someone's training regimen is that there's a lot of misleading stuff going on in the industry. A lot of guys putting out these workout regimens and these plans that you can follow, but truth is, guys, I'm just gonna put it out there, they aren't natural. They have performance enhancing drugs in their bodies to where they are able to work out for 2.5 hours, and they are able to physically benefit from doing 30, 40 sets per muscle group. You, on the other hand, if you're not taking steroids, if you're not taking any kind of performance enhancing drugs that are going to help your muscles be able to handle that kind of volume and that length of workouts, then you're hurting yourself. And doing these 2-hour workouts and going to the gym and doing 30, 40, 50 sets per muscle group is possibly one of the biggest reasons that you aren't seeing the results that you want, especially not seeing the results that they saw, because A, they're on these drugs, and B, they're training a way that they can train, not a way that you can train. And I'm not bashing anybody in the industry for taking steroids. That's completely their choice. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But what I'm saying is, if you are going to go online and find a workout plan to follow and follow Mr. Olympia's bodybuilding routine because it got him huge, you need to be aware that you guys aren't working on the same level. He's all the way up here on these drugs that are helping him train like that, and you cannot do that. So what I would recommend for you guys is to stop following these 2-hour-long workouts. You need to get in and out of the gym. Something I harp on. You need to be doing no more than 10 to 15 sets per muscle group, because anything after that and you're just gonna start overtraining your muscles, and you're actually gonna start working backwards, and you're gonna start breaking down too many muscles to where the point they can't recover. And you need to be in and out of the gym in 45 minutes to an hour. My workouts, and something that I give all of our clients and all of my programs, is that none of the workouts are longer than an hour. And if you're doing cardio, maybe an hour, hour and 15. So if you guys are in the gym longer than an hour and a half, or you're in the gym for 2 hours, you're there entirely too long. So that's the first thing you guys need to fix, is watch who you guys are listening to, because odds are they are probably taking something that is helping them physically be able to handle that amount of volume and do that kind of workout plan, and you cannot. Okay, second thing that I was messing up, and these are not in any kind of order, guys. Second thing is that I was focusing on the easier lifts in the gym. What do I mean by easier lifts? I mean bicep curls and tricep extensions and maybe some dumbbell side lateral raises. But what I wasn't focusing on were my compound lifts, my big lifts like my squats or deadlifts or shoulder press or pull-ups and lat pull-downs, exercises that are going to be releasing the most amount of testosterone in your body, B, working multiple different muscle groups so that you can actually build this big physique, this aesthetic figure that you're actually proud of. Because truth is, if you're not going to do those compound exercises, you're not going to grow. And what I did when I was a kid is that I skipped a lot of really important leg compound movements. I never did squats, I never did leg press, I never did anything that was going to help my body grow because of the extra amount of testosterone. And when I started hitting legs, not only did I start breaking out of the little chicken leg thing, still got it going on a little bit with my calves, but a lot of that's genetics, I'm working on it. But my legs started growing, and what I found was my entire body started growing. I started developing to be a larger just human being in general because of this extra hormone that is being released in my body because I am doing these compound lifts that are in charge of releasing this hormone. So if you guys are going to the gym and you're avoiding those exercises that you find not as fun or hard because they're not as fun or because they're hard, my recommendation is to start with those. It always has been to start with compound. Since I've gotten educated on this, it has always been to start with your compound lifts because A, they're the hardest and you can knock them out first. That way you're not dreading them throughout your entire workout and like, fuck, I have to do squats at the end of this workout. No, do them first, knock them out, get them out of the way. But I'm not saying that you need to go in there and you need to load up all this weight on these compound movements because, well, Vince said that it's gonna work all these different muscle groups, so I need to do a bunch of weight. No, start low, start smart, and get your form down, get your little routine down of how you get into your form, how you get into the position to execute it properly, and then work your way up with the weight. So start low and work your way up smart. Don't hurt yourself, don't overload your muscles because you want to look cool at the gym, which actually brings me into my third and final point about my training. When I was a kid, I obviously wanted to put on as much muscle as possible because I still am an ectomorph. I've always had trouble putting on size, and I was the skinniest of my friends. I had to quit football going into high school because I was so skinny. So what was I doing when I was going to the gym? I was focusing on using the most weight I possibly could because I was under the impression that to get big, you have to lift heavy. And that is not the case at all. And if you're thinking that it is, then you are definitely suffering from this. And basically what I call it is you need to focus on quality over quantity. And quantity can be related to quantity of reps or quantity of weight. And I was doing both. So basically I was getting in the gym, so I was doing bicep curls and I was using as much weight as I possibly could. Let's say I'm curling, 16-year-old me was curling 80-pound easy curl bar. And what I was doing was just trying to get to my 10 reps. I had 10 reps in my head and I was doing 3 sets of 10 reps and I was doing everything I could to get that 10 reps. If that meant cheating early in the beginning so that I could make it all the way to 10, I was doing that. If I was going clean in the beginning and then cheating at the end to get to 10, I was doing that and swinging the weight. And I actually thought that because I was swinging with my body, it was helping me because I was getting those 10 reps, not giving a shit about how much I was controlling the weight, not giving a shit about actually getting quality reps. I was just focused on getting 10 with the heavy weight that I'm using. And you guys need to stop that if you're doing that. And as soon as I did stop that, I started putting on muscle. What you guys need to focus on is the quality of your rep. Instead of focusing on getting the weight from the bottom to the top, from A to B, and then dropping it back down, you need to focus on every single point in between, squeezing that muscle, focusing on that mind-muscle connection. You need to put your head into the muscle that you are trying to squeeze. You need to flex that muscle throughout the entire motion, and you need to get that time under tension so that you can actually stimulate the right kind of muscle. And if that means dropping weight, then fucking drop weight. If that means you're not gonna get 10 reps, then don't get fucking 10 reps. If I'm going for, let's say, 8 reps and I fail at 7 because my reps were so high quality, I'm happy with that. I'm way more happy with that than if I were to cheat to get 8 reps because I have to get this 8 reps. No, do not ever think like that. So if you guys are failing because A, it's too much weight, you need to drop the weight. And if you're focusing on just getting to that number that you have in mind and you'll do anything to get to that number, then you're lifting wrong. So piece of advice with this one, is to drop your weight and focus on controlling the rep. Focus on every single part of that motion between the bottom and the top, and not just swinging it up and dropping it back down to where you're gonna be using other muscles. You're not actually gonna be flexing the muscle, working the muscle at all, stimulating those muscle fibers, breaking them down so that you can get bigger. Once you focus on the quality of your rep and using a weight that you can control on the way up and the way down, that is when you're going to put on muscle. So if anything in this video sounded at all like you, I highly suggest checking out one of our programs. You can go over to vshred.com and check out our programs there, or you can take my free physique builder tool. It matches you up with the training and the diet that is right for your body. It's just in the link in the description below. And if you like this video, if anything helps you at all, please click that thumbs up button so that I know to keep making these videos. And if you guys have any questions like this or questions about this, just leave them in the comment section below, and I'm releasing 5 videos a week just like this answering your questions. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you know if it's your question that I'm answering. All right guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.